Hi. So this Alan Taylor song, "Back Home to You," um, just the intro. It's a nice intro, going from the studio recording that I found. As you can see, capo second fret, and we've got this. Okay, so the first chord is an E minor, and we're going to be doing a lot of this picking thumb and three fingers or thumb and two fingers. The first thing you got is an arpeggio. Thumb, first, second finger, third finger on these lowest four strings. Then we've got that. That is a D over F sharp. So there's various ways of fretting it, which fingers you can use. For some reason, I find it easier going from an E minor to use finger 1, finger 2, and finger 4. Yeah. Now you know D over F sharp. Whichever fingers you use, second fret of the low E string, second fret of the G string, and third fret of the B string. Yeah. So you've got to decide which fingers you would prefer to fret it with. I guess my little finger is just hovering over that B string as I play an E minor, so it makes sense for me for that little finger to just go to the third fret of the B string. So we've got this, the first two chords. Okay, so that's E minor to D over F sharp, and I'm plucking, when I get to this D over F sharp, I'm plucking using my thumb and three fingers. And you can see I'm doing a sort of roll. I'm not just going thumb, pluck, pluck, pluck. I'm doing that, which is I'm plucking with my thumb. I've put my three fingers on the three strings already. And those three strings are the D string, the G string, and the B string. Yeah. So I've got the three fingers on those three strings. And then you can see I'm doing this roll with my wrist. Yeah. Which is a different effect. It gives that faster, faster than that. And once you practice it, you can get the coordination of the thumb and the three fingers together close in time so that it sounds like a continuous roll. Yeah, da-da-da-da, diddly-da, da-da-da-da. And then he just does that fast. So you've got next chord, G. Now for this G, the only thing I'm fretting is the third fret of the low E string. I'm doing that with my third finger because I need the first finger and the fourth finger for a hammer-on the B string. First of all, I'm hammering on the first fret of the B string with my first finger, and then onto the third fret of the B string with my little finger. Now again, the plucking hand is I'm on the same strings. My thumb is plucking the low E string, and my three fingers are plucking the D, G, and B string. And again, I think there's that sort of little roll in it. You can pluck them all at the same time if you want, but just getting that little roll in, or that slight arpeggiation, or that fast arpeggio, it gives it a fuller sound, rather than just all the notes happening at exactly the same time. Yeah, little effect, a little bit of difference, but noticeable. Probably the difficulty that you have is this hammer on and then hammer on. So I'm hammering on with my first finger, keeping that first finger on the string, and then hammering on with the little finger. It'll probably take a bit of practice. Make sure you get this hammer on first, and then once you're okay with that hammer on, try then hammering on with the little finger. Then what's the next note? Okay, so you go. Then it's an open B string, which you're going to pluck. It's easier to pluck it rather than do a pull off. You could do a pull off, but I think he plucks it. So because my third finger on my plucking hand is just there, ready, hovering over the B string, I'm going to pluck it with my third finger. Although having said that, because we use our third finger less, you might want to use the second or the first finger. It might feel easier. Okay, so far we've got this. Yeah, actually then I plucked with my second finger that open B string. After that open B string, then we have a C over G. So our third finger stays fretting the low E string at the third fret. And then first finger goes onto the first fret of the B string, and second finger goes onto the second fret of the D string, yeah, which is, look, it's part of C, but instead of the third finger being third fret of the A string, it's the third fret of the E string, giving us C over G, yeah. So we've had, and then we've got this, yeah, C over G. And then that's plucked again, and you've got this double pull off. So fingers 1 and 2 pulling off together. That can take some practice. So again, I would practice just getting that first finger pull off. And when you're happy with that, well, actually, having said that, make sure you're happy with the first finger by itself pulling off. Then make sure you're happy with the second finger by itself pulling off. And then try them together. And when I do that double pull off, again, my picking hand is thumb on the bass string, and 3 fingers on the D, G, and B string. So far we've got this. And I went to the wrong chord, I went to a C. Which, you know, is similar, but no. Let me do it again. Yeah, so that's as far as we've got. After that double pull off, you've just got, you're going to pluck with just 2 fingers. I would suggest your first 2 fingers. Open D string, second fret of the G string. I'm doing that with my second finger. And then you pull off from the second fret of the G string to the open G string. Okay, so we've got, and then, hope that's okay, then we go to this, which is just part of a D over F sharp. But I don't need this note on the B string, so I'm just going to fret second fret of the low E string and second fret of the G string, yeah. And the strings I'm going to pluck, thumb does the low E string, and first 2 fingers pluck the D string and the G string. Okay, so far we've got this. I keep wanting to go to a C there. Well, let me do it again. Then you hear, then the last thing before he gets into his Travis picking, we've got into this part D over F sharp chord, yeah, second fret E string, second fret G string, plucking the E, D and G string, and then you hear an open G string, so you can get that note either by pulling off with the second finger, or just taking your finger off and just plucking the G string. stream. The screen's gone. And then that's the intro, yeah. And then he's into a G chord, doing Travis picking. Okay, so again for the G chord, the only thing you need to fret is this third fret of the low E string. I'm doing it with my third finger again because of what's going to come next, context. And the Travis picking pattern is thumb first, thumb second in terms of this hand. Thumb first finger, thumb second finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and sometimes he leaves the and of the 4 off. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, with that and, which is an open B string as the last thing you heard, you just hear 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So he varies between the two, yeah. Now, was there anything else I was going to say? I think that's enough for this one because I just wanted to do the intro and then give you the Travis picking pattern, which is that. Or yeah. So I hope that's okay. All right.